Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is an Object 704. It's a Tier 9 Soviet tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of the BassmanFromHell. And we're doing a series of his replays from, some time ago. This one's from 2019. Okay, game started, but his guns dropped, so he probably didn't load in straight away. But he's moving now. And looks like he's actually headed towards town. Now he's got the big 152mm gun, I can tell that straight away, and he's got alpha damage of 750 with penetration of 286mm of armor. And some enemy have suddenly appeared on the lake road. Now from this angle he won't be able to get shots because those rocks are in the way. He needs to reposition. If he just goes a little further east, he should be able to get shots. Batchat's just taken some hits. Okay, he's knocking the trees down, but it's not too much of a worry on Lakeville because if the enemy Arty is in the valley, then he's not going to be able to shoot at any tree that's been knocked down up here. Oh, T-49 came over the rise suddenly there, but the snapshot didn't hit the target. I thought for a second that T-49 was going to take a massive hit. Instead he's going for the Centurion 5-1. And yes, he gets one this time, but it's a low roll for 725. Enemy Arty normally covers the valley in battles like this. Fires another one at the 5-1, but he doesn't get a penetration on this one. And he's not particularly in cover at the moment actually, but part of his vehicle's obscured, but some of it's not. Aiming for the Centurion again. And again he bounces off the armor. I think it's the angle at which he's firing. The top armor of the Centurion is actually well enough angled that the shell will literally ricochet off. And he was lucky to get the top there, or unlucky to get the top. And he should have hit that wheeled vehicle, but of course wheeled vehicles are virtually impenetrable to any tank regardless, and that is absolutely ridiculous. Again, more proof that these things should not be in the game. Again, the Centurion manages to block the shot. It's just a joke now that these vehicles, these wheeled vehicles in the game, are more powerful, more impenetrable than tier 10 OP tanks. That time he got the Centurion and in the right place and took him out the game. Okay, paying attention to the tanks in town. The enemy seems to be coming out the other side towards us, so this is not so good. Our guys in town did not do well. There's Carnarvon behind that chimney top, but we can't see him yet. We'll probably see that M46 Ripper pattern before we see the 110. There we go. One into the engine bay, and he got a high roll this time for 804, but he was spotted. And I think it's that Lynx and the ELC Evan 90 that are spotting him. Oh, the ELC's just... I think he just damaged himself by falling off that ledge. And it looks like he's on the edge, going to fall into the water. So Udes takes a round, and that's a low roll, 711. The armor of the 704 blocks a shot from the Ripper pattern, who's obviously wanting some revenge, and tried to penetrate with a 90mm round. It didn't work. Okay, so we now looking at the Carnarvon. You're next. And he's out the game altogether. Back in the garage. Thinking, well, yep. 152mm, that's the way to go. And the pattern just got wiped out by our GW Tiger P. So it's starting to look a little bit better on this side, and with two tanks up on the enemy, and although we haven't progressed in the valley, we are getting damage. Okay, Wizzy 111 Model 14 pulling back towards the town. It looked like he was going to come around that corner, but no, he's actually going into the town. our EBR90 is actually doing a good job spotting, and that's what a wheeled vehicle should do. Just stay stationary and spot for us. Not be running around all over the place, firing and being impenetrable to any shots fired at them. Yes, I do rant about wheeled vehicles, but I'm entitled to, because I don't believe that they're actually playing the role that they did play during World War II. Arty does have a place in the game, because Arty did actually exist in World War II and got a lot of kills. In fact, SPGs got more kills than any other vehicle when it comes to tanks, but wheeled vehicles did not. And the T-54E1 bites the shell for 728, which is a low roll. And he's now taking more damage. Now let's give him the coup de grace and send him back to the garage. Yep. Nicely done. 3 kills. Bassman being his usual efficient self, holding this corner. It looks like our guys in the valley, well, they're just blocking the enemy from actually coming further south. They're not actually progressing. Now we've got a T-28 up there, and he can just see the cupolas. Well, that's one of the weak spots actually of this vehicle. It's a lot easier to fire around between the tracks at the lower plate, but those cupolas are weak spots. He's loaded an APCR, bounced off the roof, didn't hit the cupola. Those things are much easier to hit at close range, the cupolas. I hope our T-32 friend is not being deliberately obstructive there. He drove out in front of us. Well, we've loaded the last APCR round. Okay, we've got a 110 there. Have we got him in sight? Can't see an outline. I think Arty's going to have a go at the 110. Be nice if he softens him up. There he is. He's behind him behind the building. Yeah, we're going to have to go closer if we're going to get shots on him. Oh, our EBR's decided to try and frighten the 110, and he does, and we get a high roll for 777. Unfortunately, we're not loaded, so we couldn't finish that 110 off. Now we can. Oh, please, please. Yep. 4 kills. I think some people are very inventive with their names. What sort of name is grapefruit salad? Honestly. Okay, we can't see the T-28, but our VK-4502 looks like he might find him. There he is. He's over the ridgeline. We can't do anything from here. We're going to have to go through town. There's only 4 enemies left now, and Bassman's got 4 kills. He's still potentially got the capability of getting a top gun. Just make out the side of the T-28, who's turned towards the EBR. Our T-32 getting in the way again. Ah, now I think Bassman's noticed something here. Look at the minimap. There's nobody on our side defending in the valley. Just the M4190, the girlfriend, the black dog, and our GW Tiger P. Well, Bassman giving a bit of a shove to the T-32. He's very low on hit points actually. Of course, Bassman's still 100% health. And I don't think he had a shot there on the enemy. So he's decided to go down this road towards the enemy. Has he got... No, not yet. He's going to have to get fairly close before he gets some shots. Our VK's moving up very much closer. And there's one enemy just around that corner who's only got 2 hit points. And I'm not sure which one it is actually, because the headers... Oh, it's the 705. No, there's no enemy Arty, so you don't have to worry. There's the T28. Now, didn't penetrate, so he's now loading AP. He's backed up a bit to try and get a bit higher to fire a shot between his tracks onto his lower plate. Actually, that time round he connected. I don't think it was the lower plate he hit, but he did get a connect, and he's picked up a low roll for 683, and the T28's pulled back. Obviously, the enemy's not going north. Our GW Tiger P's not spotted him, neither has the Black Dog. So it looks like they've nailed themselves to the cross of their own cap, and that's where they're going to defend. And it looks like they're now defending from the part of the lower valley. And the baseman's going to use this corner to try and get shots. Yes, he's got shots on one of them, T28. Oh, nearly took out the EBR with his shot there, and that's before team damage was taken out of the game. Can he get the 705? Is he going to be able to reload in time? I'm not sure. And the T32 is obviously going to block his shot, seeing as he's determined to ruin our game. Or at least it seems like that. No, that VK is blocking things at the moment. There's the... Oh! Kill shot on the Wizzy 111 Model 1.4. That's 5 kills. Going to have to move closer now if we're going to get the kill. The GW Tiger P on our team is actually moving up the valley. I think he wants to get a shotgun kill. The last remaining enemy is now the Conqueror. The T28's out the game. Oh, and there goes our VK. And the T32's doing the same thing again, almost blocking our path. It's like he doesn't want Baseman to get the top gun, and I think Baseman's going to tell the T32, don't crowd me out, I'll crowd you out. That same thing happened to me just the other day. I had a player, a bit of a noob, crowding me out on a firing position, and while I was trying to take down a higher tier opponent, here comes the Conqueror, and that's it, end of game, top gun. And he carries the team, and the T32 blocks him at the last moment. Oh, dear me. We do get some, don't we? Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's a first-class tanker for the Baseman from Hell in the Object 704. He got a fight for effect out of that game, but no other minor medals. But he did pick up 2 Battle Hero medals from that one. The High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills if the T32 would not stop getting in the way, and thankfully Baseman managed to put him in his place. 6,839 basics win 8 on that one, so it's super Unicum standard. And yes, he said now this is how you spell carry. Yes, it is exactly. He did carry the team on this one. And let's have a look at the team score. Highest damage, 5,691 hit points. Nobody else came near his total except the Wizzy 111 Model 1.4 with 2,611. And that's less than, is it less than half? It is less than half of his score. The next high score after that was the 705 in the enemy team with 2,466. Again, another less than half total. When it came to kills, again, he's got the highest with 6. Again, the next highest scorer had half that much. Carnarvon managed 3 kills on the enemy team. There was 4 enemy teammates who managed to get 2 kills apiece, and only 2 on his team, the EBR 90 and the GW Tiger P. The EBR managed to get a patrol duty, and that T32... well, for being a nuisance, he ended up with a Spartan. He must have blocked a shot when he had so few hit points left. And I suspect that's because he was in the valley or elsewhere and decided to follow Baseman around because Baseman seemed to be doing rather well. And when it came to base XP, it was Baseman again. He's got the top in all 3 columns, 1,155. The only other player who managed to get over 1,000 base was the EBR 90. He managed 1,112. I still think those things should not be in the game, or at least if they are in the game, they should be seriously nerfed. When it comes to the detail report, he fired 20 shots, got 16 direct hits and 12 penetrations. No splash, but damage of 5,691 hit points, of which 2,463 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see he was doing a lot of long-range work. 2 hits received from the enemy, both non-penetrations. The armor on 704 is actually quite good. In fact, I seem to recall one of those shots came from the Ripper pattern. A 90mm round bounced off the armor because it's nicely angled, very strong. 520 hit points blocked by armor. So that must have been 2 90mm rounds, I think, there. And 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 destroyed, and 498 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 60,296 credits, got 50,000 credits from Veni Vidi Vici, and total came to 110,296. After repair and ammunition resupply, he actually ended up with 58,116 credits. He did have to fire some premium rounds during that game. Well, I say he had to fire it, he didn't really, but he wanted to make absolutely certain he penetrated the target, and he did need to use premium to start with on the T28 firing at long range, but after he actually ran out of premium rounds, he did manage to penetrate the T28 with a standard round in the end. So it just shows you can, if you hit them in the right place, you can penetrate them. He picked up 2 bonds, one for the high caliber, one for the top gun, and 1,732 XP for the game. Times 2 for the first victory, 3,465 experience points altogether. So a very good game in the 704. It's a pity it wasn't an ace tanker after all that carrying and the fact that he did manage to get such a large amount of damage. But then I think there's a lot of people who played the 704, and of course they have set a very high standard. So in order to get an ace tanker, I think you probably have to get a Radley Waters and several other medals as well. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. We will have more replays from the Bassman from Hell coming up shortly, so do stay tuned to our channel. Thanks for watching.